books and detailed calendars, so it was easy to go through the calendars that the church had put together. And she had also saved lots of little blurbs of information about my ancestors. So it was an ancestral book. The expenses of those books were something that we would never do today because they are all online.
You're on FamilySearch.org.
FamilySearch.org. My ancestry history is on the church website under books. When you go into Family Search, click books. The Willmore, my mother's and father's ancestry bit is there, and it's amazing. Still have a lot of those books in the basement that nobody will need anymore because of that. I'm going to tell them what we did after we finished that.
And after we finished with the Institute,
With the history.
oh, with the history. Well, we served at the Family History Library in Salt Lake. Because I says, writing books is just part, and you need to learn how to do research. And he's done a lot. He's found a lot of his ancestors, and I'm helping him do the temple work.
All right, I'm going to tell you what she missed.
I'm a person for a few words.
When we retired, we applied and were accepted to the BYU instructors at Melbourne. They had them at Joseph Smith Academy there in a nice dormitory and beautiful classroom. The temple was under construction, and we went there and spent 4 semesters, wonderful semesters there, teaching college students, most of them from BYU, but there were from other areas too, and had an enjoyable time for those 2 years. With the cream comes the skim milk. Our next call was to be in downtown, beautiful downtown Detroit. That was a white knuckle experience. Because they don't drive like other people drive. So we were there for 18 months and loved that. We came home from there, and our daughter Linda was ready to give birth. We gave birth to triplets. So our next mission was to move in and help care for them. 2 of them are on missions today. Beautiful girls. Then, following that, we were called to serve as senior missionary coordinators in the missionary department for military and church education, and it's PEF, Perpetual Education Fund. And what we would do with the mission papers, they were paper then. We looked through the papers, we were both at the office together. We would make recommendations to the brethren after we read through the papers, and the brethren would decide, one of the 12 assigns them a different member every week. And of course the prophet fixes his signature. Well, then we would go to the MTC with those couples that were in those 3 areas, and we were with them training there for a while. Following that, we went to, I was asked if I would be interested in serving as an instructor at BYU London semester abroad. So we served for 4 months a semester in London. What a cherished thing that was for us. Coming back from that is when we decided to do family history. And we enjoyed it. We enjoyed family history. We had also served a full-time mission in family history in the church headquarters mission. We've been in that mission 3 different times. And We want to keep busy. We don't want to just sit and idle and travel around the world. Although we were able to take all of our children to Israel. They went at different times because of pregnancies. But they were glad for that. And we took most of our children on church history, and we took quite a few of our children into Central America, Guatemala and southern Mexico. Loved those experiences with our kids. I had prepared a 3-page paper that I'm not going to read. I'm going to tell you this though. Before we moved to Ephraim, we were in Arizona. I taught seminary there for 7 years, and then I came back and finished my degrees at BYU, graduate degrees, and was sent down there to be an area director for all of northern Arizona and New Mexico. And I did that for 5 years, and I missed the classroom so much that when an opportunity came to go somewhere, I said, I'll go. I was assigned to Utah State University to the Institute to be the Institute director. That's where I was born. And I thought, how could it be any better than that? And I told my folks, and they were excited, and 2 weeks later I got a call. And they said, there's a change in plans. We looked on your resume and realized that you had some musical training. 2 years of musical theory and several choirs at Utah State University. And they said, how would you like to go to Ephraim? And we had just been there, driven around the college for the first time ever that previous summer. And I told my wife, I said, somebody would have to die for us to come. And that same trip, we learned that the priesthood was extended to all the female members of the church. The very same trip. So the next year we came to Snow. I did not taught any classes for 5 years, and I was very anxious about taking a group of new singers. Then there were 24 singers. They met twice a week at noon hour. There was no institute choir. And I helped audition Sister Peterson, who had the group for 8 or 9 years. I asked her to help. We did the auditions and got people involved and got them in the group. And I felt so badly about those that didn't make it to LA Singers. And I went to Brother Jackson at the Institute director and I said, the basic choir and an institute is the Institute choir. We don't have an Institute choir. Could we start one? And he said, go right ahead. So we started it in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, not the best time. And all girls, 1 boy. He was our bass. But we made it, and it grew and grew, and we're so glad. LD Singers grew. The thing that made LD Singers great was student leadership. We got to the point where I could review all the possible music we could do. Little by little, students stepped up. We had section leaders, had a pianist for each section, had program chairman, executive people, programmer, tour, vice president. All of these things just fell in. And I quit leading the group. I walked over to the side and worked the piano and did not stand in front of the group to lead them. And I got encouragement to do that from one of the LD singers. And I was resistant at first. And then I realized they need to know I believe in them. And I know they can do this. only singers in here. I don't think any of you can appreciate how much the group grew in bonding and in terms of the quality of our performances. It was absolutely beyond my expectations. So I'm so grateful for that. Grateful for all of you who were part of that group. Helped to make my life more joyful, and my wife too. She's a wonderful companion. We don't always get along. Do you have anything else to say? She thinks we ought to say that. I've got a little problem. I'm going to tell you that our daughter Fernand, who was a known singer, she's got a page turner, her younger brother, Coral. I'm going to attempt to lead you, but I have a little handicap. I don't see very well. So
Sorry, I'm getting old.
I'm depending on you to read the music. Right? We're not performing this for anybody. Okay?